From Stop 6, Texas, it's the big fella. It's Dallas Cowboy Chris. And from the 915, Cholo Town, El Paso, it's our man, 21, Armando, 21. And from the hill country of Texas, Austin, it's our man, Retrofit Sports, Hook 'em, it's Rue. And from Tucson, Arizona, the player personnel director of the Cowboy Up podcast is Kuiper AZ. And from the great state of Arizona, he's Mikey 520. What's up? What's up? What's up? Man, y'all know what the day is. Today Wednesday. We don't do this on Wednesday, man. But hey, man, this is scheduled release day for your Dallas Cowboys and and Kuiper's Cardinals. We'll talk about that. Hey, it is excitement day. It's just like when you have been to the store and you saved up all damn year to get them fly ass Jordans for school. The Jordans have been ordered and we ready to rock. We ready for school. So man, we thought we'd do a little quick, Ivan. What's up, baby? We thought we'd do a quick little schedule review. We're gonna discuss a few games because the Cowboys do got a gauntlet at the end of the season. It's a fucking gauntlet. We were talking about that pre-show, and I actually love every bit of it because I like when we have hard schedules. I like it because playoffs ain't easy. So every damn game in the NFL should be like a fucking playoff game. So
yeah.
Hey, if y'all ready, we can get straight to this. Y'all ready?
Let's
does this. All right, we starting in the preseason. The Cowboys always play a game in California for the preseason. Because that's where training camp is. They got the Rams first preseason game on the 9th of October. That's October, right? Yeah. And they come back to AT&T for the Ravens. Then their last preseason game against the Falcons at AT&T. So that's just some filler. All right.
I will say real quick in the preseason, I do like the fact that we have a lot of really good defensive matchups, and the only reason I'm including Atlanta in that because their first two picks were both defensive players, so that we're probably going to get a glimpse of them. We might not by the third game, just because by that third game, I think a lot of them are just playing some filler guys, but ultimately to see the run game against those defensive fronts, it's going to be very interesting to see, especially throughout the preseason because we got.
All right. So those are the preseason games. Yes.
Just real quick on the preseason. Let me ask you guys this: do we get starters, or again we don't get no starters?
You ain't gonna get nobody. No. I don't think so. Unless rookies. Because we already know Booker gonna start. So. He may play the whole preseason, but and I think all the rookies, but any like locked in starter, I don't think we're gonna see it.
I think you're really going to see a rotation of running backs. That's really kind of what I expect to see. I expect to see the running backs in full
in the preseason.
Yeah, just because we don't know what we have in any of them, right?
Yeah,
Two of them are rookies. We got Javonte Williams. We got Miles Sanders. You got to think that both of those guys think that they can start over the other. That has to be the mentality that both of them have going into the season, is that the starting job for the Dallas Cowboys at running back is
up for grabs.
Yep. It's wide open. So what better place to see that than in the preseason? And I just like the fact that you're playing some pretty good defensive, good defensive fronts from the Rams to the Ravens to the Atlanta Falcons with their two rookies.
Yeah.
All right. So we already know who we got week one of those punk ass, trick ass, hoe ass, bitch ass, cheesesteak eating ass, punk ass, bitch ass Eagles. So we got them on Thursday night football. Really excited about that to kick out the season. The Cowboys, prime time, first game of the season. Then we come back with another divisional game. I was surprised about this. Come right back with the Giants. We don't know what Giants we're gonna get this year. We really don't, because we don't know if the Giants offense is going to be revamped. Their defense is going to be hellified.
They got a new quarterback in town.
Yeah, they got the new quarterback, like I said, but we don't know if he's going to be Pittsburgh Russ or is he going to be Seattle Russ? Which Russ? Yeah. So, that's what we need to know, which Russ is going to show up. And it's a high noon kick. Central time, so that means out here on the West Coast, that game start at 10 a.m.
Shit. And cereal, it's the best. It's cereal and the Cowboys. It's the best. Best way to watch football. Best way. Menudo and the Cowboys.
All we gotta do, Chris, teach you how to make some micheladas, and you'll be just fine.
There you go. My cousin owns the company. It's called Ojo Rojo Michelada Mix. All you have to do is just mix it in with your Modelo, and you're square, Bubba. You square, dude.
If you want to learn how they do it, you just hit me up.
I don't care how many R's y'all roll. I don't want that shit at 10 o'clock in the morning. God damn it.
Dude, you wake up, you're in your boxers, you're in your slippers, and you're watching the pregame. And from the time you wake up till the time you go to sleep, you have football. It's the best time zone. The best.
I don't want the Cowboys to play at 10 o'clock in the morning. How about that?
Big son trying to get some rest. He's trying to hibernate a little bit.
This is I got a routine on game day. Okay. So back in Texas, even if we played at 12, I'm up early. I'm at the grocery store. I'm like the first person in the grocery store trying to plan what I'm going to cook for the day so I can get the grill fired up, blah, blah, blah. When everybody show up, everything done. I'm ready to
get those coordinates game hands.
But out here at 10 a.m., I'm like, fuck, I ain't got time to do nothing. I got to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to wake up at 5 o'clock.
Well, you gotta give some of your Saturday to your Sunday to prep, and that's the day you should be out anyway. After you watch Michigan do whatever they're gonna do, and Michigan, you get Michigan early in the daytime too, because they're usually on East Coast time playing in the day, which is over there. You get them at like 10 o'clock in the morning anyway.
I get them at 9.
See?
That's us. Anyway, let's go. Week 3, we're at the Chicago Bears, 3 o'clock. Any thoughts on this game, guys?
Well, we got to see what Ben Johnson does, what this new offensive line, all the money they spent on this offensive line, what Ben Johnson brings, and all the hype that comes with it. If this quarterback, well, usually quarterbacks have their sophomore slumps, but this guy had a freshman rookie slump. So we don't know what kind of semblance of quarterback it's going to be, what team this is. They've invested a lot in it. But we have the veteran, and I think we have the upper hand. It's just we'll see what Ben Johnson brings, just like us.
Don't forget, we got their defensive coordinator in Dallas now. So,
and honestly, it's going to be very curious to see this Chicago Bears team. Like, is this going to be the first year that we see a Chicago Bears team throw for over 3,000 yards? Is this going to be the first year that they're going to be more on the offense and the defense? Like, is this finally going to be the year that they crack it? Because I'm telling you right now, they focused on the offense entirely. I mean, they revamped the O-line. They obviously they brought in Ben Johnson, and Ben Johnson has been on an offensive smorgasbord and just spending spree to revamp the offense, which the defense has always been pretty solid. As bad as these teams have been, the defense is always, in the mix. It's just their offense is so abysmal that they're on the field the entire time. So it's hard to be productive when you're always on the damn field. So is this finally going to be the year that we see an actual productive offense out of the Bears? because it's kind of a mystery. This whole team is a mystery because coaches make a big difference. Real coaches make a huge difference in organizations. And Ben Johnson was highly sought after. And the fact that he left and went to the rival Bears, it's just crazy to me because he must have a really good feeling about Caleb Williams, because that's the only reason I can imagine that he's out there. Because I don't think very highly of Caleb Williams, to be completely honest. I don't like.
We don't like him either. We don't like. I know. Piper AZ don't like him. We're not big on him. This is what the Giants defense could be in the sense what we're thinking about when we think about the Giants. We think about what their defense is, and what we're thinking about with the Bears is what is their offense going to be. So that's the ambiguity, and if we have the tolerance for this ambiguity, it should be a great game. Go Cowboys!
All right, now remember I said this show is going to be quick. Okay, Mikey, remember that the show going to be quick. All right, so we stand in
three pumps.
We stand in the North Division, as my man Bourbon used to say. We got those hated punk ass Green Bay Packers. We owe their ass. We ain't played them since that playoff game, have we? Yep. So we got them at home. It's going to be a Sunday night, waiting all day for Sunday night against those Packers, man. What y'all think about the Packer game?
As the young folks say, nah, we got to get it back in blood, y'all.
Sue fucking Woo. Sue fucking Woo. I'm 100% with that.
We got to get it back in blood, y'all.
Okay.
Honestly, I think at this point, this game is going to be the true test to where you guys are at in the season. After the first 2 weeks, that's everybody got to hype. The first 2 weeks, it's all right. You could have the worst teams in the NFL.
I love the way you're.
Yeah, the best teams lose. By week 4, that's when you start seeing who's real.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I tell you what, though, and by week 4, we'll have already played 2 playoff teams from last.
You get that get back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, week 5, man, we got those hated Jets in New York.
Damn, another 11 o'clock game.
Another high noon kick in New York. So we played facing Justin Fields again. I don't know about that. I really don't. I don't know. Week 5, we'll find out what they're going to be, huh?
Yeah.
Piper, any thoughts on the Jets this year?
It'll be all right, but I'm not a believer in Justin Fields, honestly.
Rue, any thoughts?
This is an under game. This is a straight up under game. This is a very good defense with Aaron Glenn at the helm. Probably going to be a very good defense again this year. I don't know if Justin Fields is going to get you over the hump. And I mean, they've got some weapons, right? Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, like they got some pieces out there, but the team's just not enough. And I don't think Justin Fields is going to be enough to carry them through an entire season. Obviously, in the beginning of the year, it might look better for him, so we might get some of his best. But I feel like if he couldn't beat us with the Steelers, he's not beating us with the Jets.
Yeah.
Right. Once again, we got those 30 kids of Carolina. In Carolina, again, another high noon kick. Man, we got more high noon kicks this season than anyone. High noon in Carolina, second-year quarterback, drafted our wide receiver, a young offense trying to get going again. What y'all think about Carolina? Will it be the same outcome as it was last year?
No. Honestly, I think Carolina.
So first of all, we're going to beat the Jets. We're going to beat the Jets. We're going to beat the Jets. You wanted to know. But yeah, we'll handle Carolina. They're the East is not ideal in that time slot. But we should be the better team, the most balanced team, and the better talented team. We should win this game. Quarterback wins.
All right, Kuiper, what were you saying?
I think Carolina's gotten a lot better. And Bryce Young, after he got benched, he improved every single game. And honestly, I love Ted McMillan with him. I think this will be a trap game for you guys. early on in the season.
Webster ain't doing a damn thing. Barry Coleman ain't doing a damn thing. He ain't that dude.
So man, why you got to name all short black people?
Because he's black.
He ain't short, bro.
I will say it is going to be interesting how much Teterow and McMillan affects that team. And I'd be lying to you if I saw the rest of their draft. I really didn't. I don't know who else they drafted. I don't really follow the Carolina Panthers, but who really does? For the biggest thing with this, if we're going to deny that Bryce Young had a surge at the end of the year, we're just being ignorant. Bryce Young had a phenomenal finish to the season. This dude was losing games, putting up 30 points a game. If his last name was Burrow, people would be chanting his praises. So I got to give credit to Bryce Young for how he finished last season. It's going to be interesting if he can carry it over into this year. But if we're really looking at this, I feel like we play Carolina at Carolina. Chris said this earlier in the show every season, and I swear it's the only reason they sell tickets lately.
All right. Then we got those hated Washington Commanders marching into AT&T Fox primetime game. I mean, game of the week. Ain't that what they call it?
America's game of the week.
Tom Brady game. Tom Brady game.
So we got those Commanders, improved Commanders, a finalist in the NFC Championship game, man. I think this is going to be a hell of a fucking game. Kuiper, what you think about this game in Dallas?
Divisional game, America's game of the week. I love it. I think they got better. So did Dallas. This is going to be a really good game. This is going to be a really tough stretch right here. These next three.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be a long stretch for the Cowboys in the end of the season.
You say Jets, Carolina, Washington?
No, I
said the next three.
You know what he's saying. He's just trying to start shit. Anyway, so 21, you got any comments on those hated Commanders?
I mean, we're seeing the rise of the Commanders and how they're getting better. They're still a little brother to us, but this is always a good game now. This division game, we all know division games can go either way. It's tough whether you have the best record or the worst record. It's a divisional game, and as I said, a 2-for-1.
Yep. All right.
It's funny in the last.
Real quick, I was just going to say the Commanders are set up to be the team with the biggest fall of the year.
There you go, Rue. There you go.
So much hype around it that it's been. I mean, they're talking Super Bowl for this team, and the only thing I'm going to really mention about this team is that last season they had like 7 games where they finished the game by a single score, and I don't know how many Hail Mary victories you're going to get this season. And I'm not saying that I have any doubt in Jaden Daniels. I think Jaden Daniels could be a true professional, might end up being probably end up being the best quarterback in this division if he keeps playing the way he played last season. But they are set up for the fall. I don't know if Deebo Samuel really changes life for you. How good is that O-line really? Is that defense really fixed? Is Dan Quinn just going to get it together in year 2 on the defensive side of the ball? Because they weren't that great last year. You have a defensive-minded head coach that had a middle-of-the-pack defense. Yes, you made it to the conference game. But, yeah, man, you had a lot of close games that went in your favor. I don't know if that's all going to happen for you again this season. We're really going to find out. I'd like to see who they're playing in their first 6 games because that matchup is going to be pretty sick if we're both sitting at like 4-2 or 3-3 or some wild number like that. But honestly, by the time we get to the bye week, I'll tell you where I think we're going to be. But for this game, it is a big game, and the Commanders are set up for the fall because half the teams that made the playoffs the year before will not make the playoffs the next season.
Happens every year. All right, then we march into.
Wait a minute. So he could get long-winded, and you don't say shit. But if I say something, it's a bullshit. Like, what the fuck?
All right, somebody get Mikey a cookie real quick.
No, dude. Like, what the fuck? No, man. I'm passing some mountains anyway, man. Y'all do this, dude. For real. I'm gonna get cut off.
Then we march into Denver.
Then we march into Denver, Mile High. And we play the Broncos. Okay. I'm worried about this game. I'm really worried about this game. This is a game I'm gonna be at. And Denver has improved so much.
Yep.
What do y'all think about these Broncos, man? This is going to be another prime time. The game of the week on CBS.
The Mile High City is a tough place to play, regardless.
Yeah.
The altitude messes with you. I don't care what anybody's got to say about that. Go run in some altitude. Tell me if it's as easy as doing it here at sea level. It ain't. And that team is very good. That defense got a lot better with Barron. With Barron at the helm, as well as Surtain. I mean, they already have a very, very, very good defense, and they added to it tremendously. That offense, I feel like it needs a little bit of work, but didn't they draft a running back?
They got RJ Harvey.
Okay, yeah, they got RG Harvey. So, I mean, we'll see if that revamps that team, but the Broncos are a real threat. The Broncos could definitely go back to the playoffs again. That defense was legit.
Kuiper, what you think about the Broncos?
I think they're going to have the number one defense next year, hands down. Number one defense. They got the best secondary for damn sure. And I forget who their defense coordinator is. I think it's Vance Joseph, right? The way he blitzes, the way he's so creative with his defensive front is what really sells the entire defense. And I think Bo Nix is everything Sean Payton needs to make that offense work. You give him RJ Harvey, this team is a playoff team. And last year, they weren't supposed to be a playoff team, but they snuck in. This year, they're going to win a playoff game.
Okay. 21, any thoughts on the Broncos?
It's gonna be a tough game. We know they're better. It's like Ru said, it's tough to play at the Mile High, right? So it's definitely gonna be one of those tough games. I think the last time we played Denver, they freaking
dusted us up pretty good.
PTA'd us, right?
Well, and they match up with us so well because they have people. They have the people to lock up CD. They have the people to lock up Pickens. Like it's going to have to be a full team effort to beat the Denver Broncos in that defense. That defense is legit.
Yeah.
Not so fun.
But it's also been a minute, I think, since we played them at Mile High. So it's gonna be different.
That was the Zeke game that they said he quit on. Remember the interception they threw and he didn't go chase him down, and he was walking. That was that game. But what was I gonna say? But man, yeah, I'm just really concerned about that game. In my mind, I think this is gonna be an L. So then we got a Monday night extravaganza, the Cowboys' first Monday night game of the season versus the little old Cardinals.
Little, yeah, man. Come on.
Kuiper, this is a game you'll be at, man. What do you think about this Monday night game with those Arizona Cardinals?
I think we're gonna whoop y'all. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It might not work, but we definitely winning, man. Kyler is undefeated in that stadium. We have a much improved defense. Our offense is a run first. The matchup, honestly, is what's going to kill you guys.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know if James Conner is making it to week 9. That's number one. So we'll probably be seeing Trey Benson by then. Number 2, this game is going to be circled. There's no way that if you were on this team last season, after Joshua Dobbs laced us up and embarrassed us in Arizona, there is no way in hell. And they know that Kyler's never lost in that building. Never lost.
Oh, yeah.
Never lost in that damn building. But
so mad.
That's the first day he's going to lose. That's the first game he losing. And then y'all going to probably, I don't know, man. This is going to be that year for Kyler. If he don't pull it through this year, you're going to be looking for a quarterback.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right. So we got back-to-back Monday nights because we got a bye week 10. Bye. And then we go to Monday Night Football again versus those hated Las Vegas Raiders Prime time is another game we will be at. Hopefully, this will be a whole show game where everybody can show up in Vegas. I'm looking forward to this one just for the whole show being together. We may have to do a Sunday night game, watching all together at the Airbnb around the pool or something. But I'm looking forward to this game. 21, what you think about those punk ass Raiders?
Hey, bro, it's gonna be a good game, bro. It's Las Vegas. It's gonna be full of nothing but Cowboy fans. This stadium is not gonna fill up with Raider fans. This game is gonna be full of Cowboy fans. It's Vegas, man. It's international, so people are gonna want to travel there, and you're gonna have people from all over the world travel to this game. So it's gonna be a good game. I'm excited for it, man. It's gonna be badass.
Kuiper, what you think about this game?
I'm just worried about the run game in this game. If Dallas can shut down Genty, it's easy dubs. If you guys can do that, it's easy dubs. But the Raiders did improve. They got better. Geno Smith is way better QB than they had last year. Brock Bowers is still there. He's a beast. And that defense improved a little bit too. I love Max Crosby. But all in all, it's a cakewalk game.
All right. Now, this is when I say the Cowboys season start. Week 12. We got those Eagles again. Sunday game, America's Game of the Week. Here at AT&T, we got those hated Eagles. And I'm just gonna name these three off real quick just for time purposes, but we'll get into them. This is really gonna be a gauntlet for the Cowboys.
Yep.
The Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, Vikings, Chargers, Commanders for the last month and a half of the season. But it starts right here.
Yeah.
And this is going to tell you what type of team we have after Thanksgiving. Well, right before Thanksgiving. Normally it starts after Thanksgiving, but it starts right here. 21. What you think about that, brother?
You said it best, big fella. You said gauntlet, man. That's it's gonna be a tough one. And then what's key about this is it's the end of the season. It's towards the end of the season. We try to stay healthy, in hopes that we get to that playoffs. But it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough stretch down the finish line. But man, see how we finish.
Rue, what you think about this gauntlet? We about to start when it starts week 12.
with the way this season is finishing, that first half has to be spot on. It has to be perfect through those first 11 weeks because we're going to play 10 games through those first 11 weeks. We have the bye week right where we would love it, right in the middle of the season at week 10. And for what you're looking at here, they really need to be sitting going into week 12 at 7-3, 8-2. Right. I don't want to be sitting at 6-4, or 5-5. Can't be with this gauntlet in front of you. We need to be sitting pretty with only 2 to 3 losses going into this week 12 because this is an absolute gauntlet to finish the year. And I mean, we don't know how these guys are going to be looking by this time, but the fact of the matter is, if we're looking at this right now, Eagles playoffs, Chiefs playoffs. And I mean, it goes on. I mean, every single one of them. It just playoffs. And for what you're looking at, it's this stretch is going to show you if that first half, if those wins really were, what it's going to take to win this whole thing. Because you're going to have to get through this stretch over 500 to be able to know that you have the confidence to be able to go into the playoffs and win.
Kuiper.
I'm more worried about what happens before this stretch because you do have the bye. That's going to help. But the Raiders, Eagles, and Chiefs, that's 3 games in the span of 10 days. 10 days. That's
the bye week is
bye.
Well, we got
the Raiders.
No, we got the bye week.
Yeah. But look at what the Raiders is the 17th,
you're saying
right?
It's short week between Monday and Sunday.
That's 3 games in the span of 10 days. I think that's gonna hurt.
And that is a Thursday.
The momentum.
That's fucking Thanksgiving. That's Christmas.
Thanksgiving game. Yep.
God bless.
Yep. And no more rest after Thanksgiving. Have you noticed they've been putting the Cowboys back again on Thursday?
Well, that gives you a whole week, but it should be Sunday. Give us 10 days. That would have been nice. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So I'm more worried about that if I were the Cowboys fans, man. Looking at that worries me to have to go into all these to the rest of the playoff teams that are stacked up after that.
That's
Yeah, but I'm loving that we got that gauntlet at the end of the season because the playoffs start right there. The playoffs start in week 12 right here.
And you're hoping by this time we're fighting for the 1 seed, 2 seed, like we're fighting for the top. You're hoping that because we're coming back at full strength that's what we're looking at. We're going to pick up where we left off in 2023. And I mean on the end of the season, not so much the latter. But you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. All right. So we got the Eagles, and then we got this is gonna be a beautiful game on Thanksgiving. I love this matchup here. Old Cowboys and Indians.
Yeah.
On Thanksgiving at AT&T. Beautiful game. Patrick Mahomes coming home. They hadn't played at AT&T in about 10 years, man. It's been a while since they've been to Dallas. Last time we played them up in Kansas City. So that's gonna be a tough game. I was hoping we was playing the Lions early in the season because I was going to try to go to a Michigan game on Saturday and then go to the Lions Cowboy game. But this is going to be after Thanksgiving, and the Michigan game against Ohio State is the week before.
Dang.
Dang. That's tough.
Dude, that is so brutal.
Before, bro. I was like, man, I'm going to pull off this double. I'm gonna pull off the double. I'm gonna go to Michigan, Ohio State, and then I'm going to Cowboys, Lions, right? No.
Damn it.
But hey, man, I'm really looking forward because think about it. The Lions game is a revenge game too. Because when the Lions came down here and they put the stick to our ass just because of what happened the year before, the Lions meant business last year.
Who do we play October 12th? Just real quick. I just want to see because now you just gave me an idea. I'm sorry. I don't mean to make you go back. Do we have a game October 12th?
Yeah, we do. That's
Carolina.
Oh, it's at Carolina. Son of a gun. Texas OU game is October 11th.
You see what I was trying to do too, Ruha. Trying to pull out
I was like, you just gave me an idea. I was like, let me just take a look here real quick.
Yeah. So Alliance on another on this is going to be on Prime Video. This one, the Thursday night game against the Lions in Detroit. That's good. I think this is going to be an exciting game because the Cowboys have improved a lot. Because you got to remember when we played the Lions last year, man, our team wasn't even close to what we have now. A lot of hurt players, and the Lions was at full strength before they started getting hurt. This is the game Aiden Hutchinson
got hurt.
So Aiden got hurt, and man, it just but they didn't skip a beat.
Am I the only one that likes Prime? I like the Prime broadcast.
I like Prime broadcast.
I hate Sherman on that shit.
Not so much the commentators. I'm sure you hate Sherman. I have no doubt that you hate Sherman on that broadcast. I'm not surprised by that whatsoever. But I'm just saying, I love the stats on the board. I love how they trace it all out. Like I feel like the Prime broadcast is actually fucking dope.
Yeah,
I actually like Prime too. I'm one of the few also that like. A lot of people don't like it just because they have to look for it on Prime. A lot of people didn't have Prime. But if you're in the Dallas area, it actually comes on the regular TV. I think it's channel 21, I believe, in Dallas. But if you're not in Dallas, you have to have Prime. So, and then back to back. You know, when we play the North Division, we play them back to back. So then we get the Vikings at home Sunday night at home. This is going to be a good one too. And Rue is not a believer of the Vikings this year. Rue, tell us why.
I just feel like they're going to be a 500 team. You're essentially working with a rookie quarterback. I understand that they won 14 games last year, but let's remember what everybody thought they were going to be before the season started. Nobody thought they were winning 14 games. I think their over-under for the year was like 5.5. Obviously, they crushed it, and obviously they're a very talented team, but they've also been gutted when it comes to coaches, and not to mention it's a whole new year with a rookie quarterback. You're probably looking at a 500 team here. I think they're an 8 to 9 win team. I think that's what they are. They're very talented, but their quarterback play is going to need work. And I'm not saying that JJ McCarthy is going to be a bust. I'm not saying that he's going to be bad. But if you're looking at a rookie quarterback on what we thought of last year as a 5-win team, they're probably going to be looking at somewhere along the lines of 500, considering they won 14 games last year. And the team is obviously more talented than Vegas gave them credit for.
Okay. Kuiper, what you think about this game?
I like their defense, man. I love their defense a lot. They do a lot of creative things. They got a really nice set of edge rushers and they have depth in there. Their team really is going to come down to JJ McCarthy. And if he can just hold on, do Sam Darnold shit, just be Sam Darnold. You don't have to be over Sam Darnold to get this team over the hump. But I think it'll be a really good game. I think that both teams match up really nice in this game.
Yeah, 21. The last time we played the Vikings, man, we actually CD had them that hell of a catch game. You remember that?
Yeah, that crazy ass catch.
Yeah, that was a crazy ass catch, and that was the Cooper Rush game too. Remember?
Yeah, it was. It was a Cooper Rush game.
People with Cooper Rush, man. But 21, what you think about those Vikings, the Vikings?
I'm with Kuiper and Rue. I think this game is gonna come out to JJ McCarthy, but I think Mikey earlier said it best. It's a quarterback game, and whoever has a better quarterback that day, I think that's gonna be the best team. And I'm hoping it's Dak Prescott.
Nah, I do too. So then we got my coach, Jim Harbaugh. Hi, Jim. We got him high noon at AT&T. Another 10 o'clock a.m. game for me. And I'm surprised the California team is going to be playing that early, because most of their fans are based out of here. But we got those Chargers, man. The Chargers can do one thing with Jim Harbaugh. They're going to be tough, and they're going to run the damn ball. Okay? They're going to try to punch you in the mouth. And this game is going to see if our defensive line has stepped up. Because knowing Jim Harbaugh, that's his thing. I'm going to punch you in the mouth, and then I'm going to try to go over the top. Kuiper, what you think about these Chargers marching into AT&T?
I think they got worse defensively, honestly. I think they got better offensively, but worse defensively. And this really is coming down to the two DTs that the Dallas Cowboys will be playing that game. They can stand stout against that run game. You will be able to beat Jim Harbaugh and Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is really just a stat pattern, man. And he's not a winner. That's what I hate with everybody. He's not a winner. He's a stat pattern.
Thank you, Kuiper. I've been saying that shit too. Rue, what you think about these Chargers?
I feel like we've had this team's number for a while. I know I saw them live in LA on a Monday night, and we took care of business back. I think that was 23. We played them in LA.
Is that the Tony Pollard game?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. And I remember we handled business. It was a closer game than I wanted it to be, but by the end of it, we took care of business, and I think we ended up intercepting Herbert for the win. But this game is funny, man, because you talk about how their defense got worse. I think Harbaugh just kept his guys and got rid of guys that he didn't want to keep. I believe in Harbaugh, especially when it comes to defense. So I don't think that defense is really going to miss a step. I think he got younger, and I think that's the direction that he wanted to go. And honestly, I'm very curious what it looks like against Omarion Hampton. I know they have Najee Harris in their backfield, but Omarion Hampton was a guy that every last one of us was looking at. Big dude, 230 pounds. He's gonna run like a bulldozer. And you're right; those defensive tackles are going to be busy that day. I'm sure that these guys, coming in, I don't worry about travel as much when it comes to professional athletes, because it's like at the end of the day, man, these guys travel in style. Now, if we're talking about a college team that's losing 2 or 3 hours playing at a noon game or 11 a.m. game, coming from the West Coast, that's different. But when it comes to the professional leagues, it's hard for me to really consider that unless they're going coast to coast. That's the only time that really comes into play for me. But this game is going to be one of those games where, Harbaugh's talking about putting, Herbert in the Hall of Fame. So are we going to see more passing out of this team? Is it going to be play action based, or are they going to pass more? I don't remember them adding many receivers to this roster. I know they got a running back, but I don't know.
They added Trey Harris in the draft.
Okay.
21. What you think about those boats?
Yeah, I think that we've had their number for a minute or so. You know, I've never been a believer in Justin Herbert. You know, I'm with you guys, man. I think Justin Herbert is a good quarterback, but he's not what they make him, you know, and what they make him out to be, right? But nah, I think this game we should have their number at home.
I think that playoff game's really hurting him. 4 turnovers in that playoff game, that's really hurting him. But dude, you can't deny Justin Herbert is a monster quarterback. And honestly, throughout his first couple of years, he had a terrible coach. He finally had a real coach in Harbaugh. He's never really had a coach until Harbaugh. And
what's this? His second or third year with Harbaugh?
So it's second year.
The second year.
Well, this is my thing. I can't get past that Jags playoff game when you're up 21 in the second half and you fucking lose and you throwing interceptions and shit. Ain't no way you're supposed to lose that game. Ain't no way in the playoff. And I just keep going back to that game. And then every time the Cowboys has played Herbert, we beating them. You know, and everybody love Herbert measurements. He's the big statue quarterback. He has the big arm, but he ain't won no big games.
And they didn't love him in the draft. Let's be real.
This is what get me. You know, they'll dog out Prescott, but they'll give Herbert all the love. I don't understand. So we got those Commanders in DC. It's a Netflix game, man. Netflix has jumped into the broadcasting NFL game, Netflix game. The Commanders, this game may be this is another Thursday night game. This game may be very, very important. This is on Christmas Day. It's going to be a Christmas morning game. Christmas Day, Commanders. What gift are you looking for at 21?
Man, I'm looking for that dub, of course. I'm looking for us to be healthy at this point. That's what I'm looking for, us to be healthy and I'm also looking for us not to be worried if we have to win or lose this game or to get into. I don't want to be in those situations that we're always in where we got to win to get in. Or I'm hoping by this time of the schedule we're already, ready, figuring out where we're gonna be. If either we're not gonna be in it or we're gonna be in it.
Right. Rue, what you think about this game late in the season, Christmas morning versus those Commanders on Netflix?
The ultimate Christmas present on this day would be for us to be able to walk into this game knowing that if we win this game, we lock up the 1 seed and we can give the Giants a gift of playing our backups the following week, and maybe they can finally beat us.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. I'm not sure. But I this is going to be funny because by this time, we're going to know if the Commanders fell apart or if they just continued on their winning ways. Because by week 17, they're either going to be looking at around 500 like I kind of expect them to be, or they're going to be sitting right up at the top with us. And this is going to be a battle for the division or a battle for, seeding. This could end up being a very, it's going to go one of two ways, right? And it really works both ways because the same thing I'm saying about them could very well happen to us based on what we saw from us last season. If we don't see what we saw in 2023 and we see 2024 Dallas Cowboys, we're in deep shit, which I don't think that's the way it's going to be. I think they've made the moves that are necessary that they didn't make last year, that they made this year that are going to make the difference. But this could be one of those games where you're waking up on Christmas Day and it's like, shit, man, we're fighting for 1 seed. We're fighting for the NFC East. We're fighting for seeding, or we're just going to come in, handle business. They're not in the mix. And, we're going to be able to rest against the Giants the following week. So it's pretty crazy.
Kuiper, your thoughts?
I think this game is going to determine whether the Cowboys make it to the playoffs or not. I'm not a believer just yet that the Cowboys can overthrow the Eagles for the division. I think Dallas is going to end up fighting with Washington for that for a wild card spot. And this game is going to decide it, honestly.
Well, for the last 20 years, no repeat champions in the East. Not one.
Very fair.
Not one. Not one. So I'm banking on that. And we finish the season with those little Giants. This game has not been announced what time, but because it may be playoff implications. So they always do that. The last week game may be flexed. And you know what that means. It may be a 10 o'clock, the noon kick, or it may be a Sunday night kick. We don't know. So, but we had the Giants last. So this is going to be a long time in between seeing the Giants from week 2 to week 18. It's gonna be a lot of things that have changed. Maybe the Giants will have been improved by then, or both teams have locked up their seedings, or one team is out, one team is in. I always hate week 18 just because we don't know who's going to play. You don't know how to pick week 18. You really don't. Because week 18 normally is a preseason game for everybody, unless you're fighting to get into the playoffs. And like 21 said earlier, I don't want to be fighting at week 18. I want to know
we gonna be in the dance, or we not gonna be in the dance. That's what I want.
Yeah. I want to know. I want to know. So hey, man, that was our scheduled show, man. I'm so excited about this season, man.
I am, bro.
At least we know when and where. Like I say, I hope everybody at the show can do the Vegas trip. God, I really do.
I'm hoping, bro.
I think that'll be really fun, man, for us all to get in one room again and get some Chris's chicken in your stomachs. get us a full of cervezas and tequila, and bro. Vegas. That's what I feel like, man. But look, we'll be back to our regular scheduled time on Tuesday, and this is when the off season begins.
Yep,
this is when it begins, man. I'm so excited, fellas. Appreciate y'all jumping on. And man, like we always say here at the Cowboy Up Podcast, Dallas Cowboys for life.
Little pinches Cowboys.
We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Yeah, let me give a big shout out to St. Louis Joe, bro, in the building. Always WWE. Ivan Sosa in the building.
You see him?
The loyalist. We got Cowboy B in the building.
The great Cowboy B.
Big shout out, man. Big shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all joining. We only growing, guys. We only growing. It's gonna get bigger. I'm excited.
Hey, did you see he got retrofit right in the introduction?
I see it.
Hey, man. Hey,
videos, dancing.
Hold on, player. Sometimes I screw up, player. Hey, man.
Players fuck up.
Hey, yeah, players fuck up. Yeah. In this first day of pads. Say, man, we all played, man. It's just something about that first day. Ain't nothing like it. It is nothing like it, man. Because now to me,
tomorrow tells the truth. Today was but tomorrow tells the truth.
I'm sick of this shit, man. I'm sick of this shit, man. I know we all co-hosts, but I like to have a little quick monologue before we get into a subject. Your ass always got to spread shit and eating wings and
motherfucker sprint.
Calm down.
I haven't sprinted in 5 years.
Calm down, Mikey. Calm down, Mikey.
What you sprinting right now?
Yeah, we got a long show. We can go as long as you want to, man. So 21, what you got for Brock today, man?
Pleasure to meet you, Brock. I appreciate the love on TikTok, man. Shout out to Brock, man. Welcome to the show. So hey, I got the hard hitting questions, so I got the controversial.
You come out that Whataburger in and out, right?
We kind of keep it light, but big fella, I gotta hit him with Walter Cronkite stuff here.
Okay.
Drake or Kendrick?
See, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have never really grew up liking Kendrick like that, right? I've always been a big Drake fan, so I'm gonna say Drake, but not like us. Like I was telling Terrence the other day, because Terrence is a huge Kendrick fan. I was like, not like us has me feel like a certain way, because I'm like sitting there like vibing in that song, but it's like this is Drake, you know, and I'm a Drake fan over Kendrick any day. So that's not the only Kendrick song I like. Yeah.
And remember, like, subscribe. You know, don't forget to like. Don't forget to like. You know, if you love us, tell your friends about us. Like.